We've got an old shutter with a hole in it. We're going to be fixing it up. Sneaky DIY for you. Let's get started. What is up, bandits? Check this out. I'm out visiting my mom's, and she's got this, I don't know if it's from hail or what, but this huge hole in her shutter. Well, just one of the shutters. It's apparently made of some type of composite wood, some type of engineered wood product, because it's got kind of a hard cardboard feel to it. So it's not like solid wood or anything, but you know, maybe hail damage. I don't know. But we're going to fix this up DIY, some sneaky DIY actually. And we'll start by removing the shutter from the house itself. I've already started to get the screws off, and we'll continue to do that. Now I don't have to take the screws all the way out, just enough to release them from the bite of the house. Now we'll pop this thing off. We're going to get it down to the garage. I'm on the little step ladder here. My mom's always got this huge honey-do list for me whenever I visit. Keeps me super busy, but I like this kind of stuff. Who am I kidding, right? I complain. Oh my God, look at all this. It's all rotted and pretty susceptible to moisture. It's obviously got a painted seal on it, but if anything gets behind this stuff, it's just going to rot out. And, you know, builders put this stuff on because it's super cheap. You can see the cardboard kind of texture around that hole there. So we're going to put the shutter on its face, and I'm going to be looking for something to serve as a backing. And I found this. Who the hell knows what this is? But, and of course I don't have many tools with me because I'm visiting my mom's, and I should definitely learn and know better. Always bring tools. It's a significant drive, and we've got the kids and the dog, and I always forget to bring my tools. Or she's like, no, I've got things here. Anyway, we're going to pound this thing off like a caveman with the hammer, and we're going to get these nails also out of here. Now, if you're asking what the hell I'm doing, I'm, like I said, finding a backing for the hole. And the backing needs to be an adequate width and length. Thickness, I don't care too much about. So this little piece here is going to serve its purpose really well. Let me put the camera down. I do so many of these videos with one hand, and most of the time can pull it off, but this time I get the foot involved as well. Oh, this is good stuff. That's okay. Mission accomplished. So we've got the nails out of the backing. We're going to put this over here. And of course, I don't have any type of saw with me, so it doesn't fit. We're going to have to ninja kick this. This is sneaky DIY. I'm not joking. Or a hammer will be just fine. All right, here we go. This little piece right here is golden. It's not too thick where it's protruding. It'll fit nicely right there. Now I need to adhere that backing to the back of the composite wood here. And I gotta be kind of delicate because it's already suffered wood damage or moisture damage. And so before I adhere that, I need to clean it pretty well. So I got some generic cleaner and a little scrubber with a paper towel. And I'm just going to clean both sides of the wood and the back of the shutter. Give it a good scrubbing, and I'm going to basically keep scrubbing until my white paper towel is white and no longer bringing up residue. I'm going to let it dry thoroughly and then take a little bit of wood glue here. I love this stuff. And you could use super glue, but I'm kind of old school, I guess. Wood glue. And I'm going to not be conservative about it. I don't know if you call that liberal, but probably better to have too much than not enough. And I'm going to just wiggle that around a little bit. It's going to spread out that glue, and we'll just kind of let that dry. If you've got anything heavy, I don't know if that's going to work very well. I want that to glue to there we go, the top as well. Basically, you just want this thing to be nice and secure. You don't want it going anywhere. And we'll weight it down and just let that sit for like a few hours or overnight. I mean, the more the better. And that thing's solid. All right, so now we've got an adequate backing. Now check this out. Got a little bit of glue still. Wipe that up, get that cleaned off and dried out as well. Now I have to be careful again with this composite stuff because it's already rotting. Look, just right there, you see a little piece broke away. So I'm gonna have to be a little more delicate with this. Look, that piece broke away as well. So this is kind of a hot mess. I mean, you should probably just replace the whole thing, get some nice like plastic ones or something. That piece. So we're gonna try to salvage as much as we can of the old pieces. I've got some wood glue or the same bottle, obviously. And we're just gonna put a little on the finger here and just try to put those pieces back in. Look at it just crumbling. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep at it. Basically, if it's glued on there, it's gonna provide a surface, and then I can seal it, and that should be good. So let me get this piece on here. Sorry, this is kind of real time, but it's important that you see the details of all the pain and labor that goes into this. We're almost ready here. Now, while you're watching this, feel free to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check the description for links. I've got all products and whatnot that you see in my videos in the description every time, so if you want to check those out, feel free. All right, here we go. Now, I've got some lightweight spackling, and you might not like this idea, but I just need something. I don't really use the lightweight spackling. It's kind of annoying to me to work with because it pulls really easily, but that's all my mom had lying around the house. And look at this. This is so backyard Bob. I've got an ice scraper from her car because I couldn't find any like paint scraper anywhere. So, hey, it's got a smooth surface. It totally works. Sneaky DIY. Okay. So basically I'm going to try to get as much coverage as I can as a base layer. Once that dries, I can build on top of that dried spackling, but I need to have a good base layer. In other words, I'm not worried too much about the details right now at this point, but I am going to try to smooth out, get some of that spackling into any of the crevices and holes that I can find and see anything to fill that space. Now, who knows if this stuff is made for outdoors, but in a moment you're going to see we're going to seal it up really well, so it shouldn't matter too much. And if you have an opinion on this, leave it, baby. If you're a newbie DIYer, what do you think? If you're an industry professional, go ahead, rip into me. I'm doing what works for me. You do what works for you. All right, so we've got a base layer down, and we're gonna put on a top layer here, and then we'll be, at some point here, a little more worried about aesthetic because it looks like a hot mess. Don't worry, hang with me. I'm gonna fix this up. Although that'd be hilarious. I'm just like, hey mom, check, here, I fixed it. There you go. All right, so we're just about rounding out this. We're gonna let that dry and check it out. Several hours later, it is a hard surface. We've got some nice filler. Now I'm going to take a wet paper towel. I don't need to sand this down. I know you're supposed to do that with spackling, but I'm a big fan of taking a wet paper towel and smoothing it out if I have existing adjacent finished surface area. Now we move on to priming. You can see here I've got a base layer of primer down. I'm sorry I didn't film that part, but you can see it is primed and dried. And for the primer that I use, again, links in the description below. Now we're going to take the paint that is been color matched. This is actually the original paint. Found it in my mom's basement. I was very surprised that she had it. And I'm going to put 2 layers on. You can go thicker if you want. And then I'm going to fan it out because the old paint will probably mismatch the new paint a little bit. And let that dry, and this thing is ready to be put back up. We'll get a final shot for you. It's not 100% but it's pretty darn close. And hey, the hole is indeed fixed and it's sealed up. So there, in theory, should be no more water damage. Of course, if there is, that's what I'm here for. We're going to put the deck screws back in. That will secure the shutter to the side of the wall. We could even put a little bead of 100% silicone on the threads so that it goes in and seals the holes into which I am drilling. We don't want to over tighten when you put these back on. It's easy to do, but we don't want that breaking either. So you'll have to listen to it right up, just like that. That sounds good, looks good. And check it out. See the paint color? I mean, the sun fades it over time, right? But for the most part, you can't tell. And I hope this helps you out. Stay sneaky.
Are you okay? Look, come over here.